Long ago, before the great city of Tenochtitlan stood tall, the Mexica people wandered the land in search of a home. Their gods had promised them a sign, a place where they would see an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a serpent. This would be the spot where they would build their great city, the heart of their empire. But the journey to find this sign was long and filled with hardship. The Mexica were once a small and humble tribe. They believed in the words of their god, Huitzilopochtli, the god of sun and war. He had told them to leave their homeland of Aztlan and travel south until they found the promised sign. For many years they walked through deserts, crossed rivers, and climbed mountains. Other tribes did not welcome them. They were pushed from place to place, forced to live on the edges of other kingdoms. But the Mexica never lost faith. They trusted that their God would guide them to their destined land. One day, after many struggles, they arrived at the shores of Lake Texcoco. The land was harsh. Swamps and reeds stretched as far as the eye could see. But in the middle of the lake, there was a small island. On that island stood a cactus, and on that cactus they saw a mighty eagle. Its wings were spread wide, and in its talons it held a writhing serpent. The eagle tore into the serpent with its beak, a powerful and fearsome sight. The Mexican knew at once this was the sign they had been waiting for. The priests and warriors fell to their knees in prayer. They thanked Huitzilopochtli for leading them to this sacred place. But the land was not easy to settle. The island was small, the ground was soft, and the water was everywhere. The Mexica, however, were determined. They began to build. They drove wooden stakes into the marshy ground to create solid foundations. They piled earth and stones to make land where there was none. Slowly, their city began to rise from the water. The eagle and the serpent became the symbol of their new home. The eagle represented the sun, the power of Huitzilopochtli, and the Mexica's destiny to rule. The serpent was the earth, the wild forces of nature, and the enemies they would conquer. Together, they showed the balance of war and peace, of sky and earth. This symbol would one day be seen on flags, shields, and temples, the mark of the mighty Aztec Empire. But the story of the eagle and the serpent goes even deeper. In the ancient myths of the Aztecs, the eagle was linked to the sun god, who battled darkness every night to bring light to the world. The serpent was connected to the earth and water, to the god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent who brought wisdom and knowledge. The struggle between the eagle and the serpent was not just a fight. It was the eternal dance of opposing forces, the balance that kept the world alive. As the Mexica built their city, they remembered this balance. They built temples to honor their gods, making sure to give thanks for both the sun's warmth and the earth's bounty. They waged wars to expand their kingdom, but they also created laws, art, and great markets where people from all lands could trade. Tenochtitlan grew into a marvel, a city of canals and grand pyramids, a place where the eagle and serpent ruled together. The legend of the eagle and the serpent was passed down through generations. Even when the Spanish arrived and the empire fell, the symbol survived. Today it is seen on the flag of Mexico, a reminder of the ancient prophecy that led the Mexica to their promised land. The story teaches us about faith, perseverance, and the eternal struggle between opposing forces. It tells us that even in the harshest lands, great civilizations can rise if people believe in their destiny. And so, the tale of the eagle and the serpent lives on, a powerful myth carved not just in stone, but in the heart of a nation. It is a story of beginnings, of gods and men, of a small tribe that became an empire because they dared to follow a vision. The next time you see the Mexican flag, remember the eagle and the serpent, and remember the ancient prophecy that shaped a world.